Hey there guys, this is controversial, yeah. So today's video is about a 29-year-old youth pastor who was caught cheating on his wife with a 17-year-old girl. Now this is a very crazy case because, one, the guy's like 29, two, he's married, three, he's the girl 17. I mean, people in the comments are busy arguing, saying, oh no, 17, she's 17, she's still a child. Some are saying 17, she's not a child. I mean, 17 is not a child. 17 is 1 year. It's like 17 is 1 year. Like 17 is 1 year away from 18. And this case happened last year. So the girl is 18 now. But let me be ever so swift with this. I mean, 29, you cannot be messing around. And he's a youth pastor. He's supposed to be a pillar of the community, a role model. And I honestly don't want to say use this position because I feel like the girl consented. I mean, and here's the truth. But here's the whole thing basically. So the guy rented a motel. Him and the girl, the guy rented a motel. Him and the girl went to the place, and then they did their business. And then um yeah, so basically, like, here's the story from the police officer, or from the police officer.
Well, on December the 29th, this minister met the 17-year-old at the church, and he put her in the car with him. And then he took her to a motel in Mulberry, and he rented a room. And he was having some inappropriate counseling with her.
Now, as you can see throughout this whole thing, I mean, on both parts, I can say both parties were wrong. But I mean, like, the dude is a youth pastor. People are supposed to look up to you. They're supposed to trust you with personal information. And you, honestly speaking, I can say that the youth pastor probably did take advantage of the girl. But I don't know if the girl knew her position, because I mean 17 is not a child, and 16 in many countries and many states or wherever you live is usually the age of consent. Now with that, I don't understand why he decided to do it. I think it was just a moment of weakness. Like, bruh, you married, you're not supposed to be doing that stuff with a girl that young. Let alone, you should be at home with your wife and using the church as well, because so many people are supposed to go to the church for guidance and mentorship, and to learn the gospel and everything. But hey, I mean, on the girl's part, there also needs to be some accountability taken on her part, because she got into the car. They met at church. They got into an inappropriate relationship at church, and she decided to get in the car with him. They went to the motel and they were about to do their business. But as you heard there in the video, a maid caught them.
At that time, when an angel appeared at the door in the form of a maid and knocked on the door. Well, that freaked them out. They stopped their in-depth counseling and fled, and he took the young lady back to the church.
And was like, oh, and the guy got freaked out and was like, no, we cannot do this. So luckily nothing happened. But honestly, to call this case rape but I mean, basically, here are the charges that the guy had.
He was charged with attempted unlawful sex with a minor and interfering with child custody. The church did what was right. You can't look into a crystal ball and see how people are going to act in the future.
Now, as you can see, the guy was charged, and honestly, I feel that the charges were a bit too severe. I mean, the guy shouldn't have gotten a slap on the wrist, but the reason why they did that is so that you cannot do that to anyone else. I mean, the charges, I guess, are justified, but for people to paint him as a predator and stuff, I don't know. I guess it's each to his own with that, because I mean, the guy should have been smarter. You should have ended it when it was getting inappropriate, and then, because honestly speaking, it takes two to tango. It takes two to tango. So at this point, the guy made a mistake. he's bad, but he essentially ruined his life. He essentially ruined his life because now he can never work at another church again, and that's why they did it, so that he cannot do it to anyone else. No more victims and whatnot. But I mean, he did this all under the cover of God. I mean, he did it at church. But anyway, guys, I don't have anything further to say. But this is controversial signing off saying if you're gonna get married, make sure that you're sexually attracted to a wife, and make sure you spend as much time with your wife as possible, or husband. This could have happened to anyone. I mean, besides the fact that she's 17 and whatnot, the guy is still married. If she was 13, it would have been a totally different story. And if the guy was like 21 and she was 17, I mean, I would have been like, bruh, just give him a warning. If he was, but anyway, regardless, this is controversial. I will see all of you guys in the next video. Hey, goodbye.